Welcome back to a self-empowered YouTube channel. My name is Jeanette, but you can always call me Jay. I'm an empowerment coach, a soul journey mentor, and a personal autonomy advocate. Today's pick a card reading is all about what is blocking your willpower. If you've never been to my website, I would encourage you to go over there and see what options you have for working with me and a little bit more about me. Here's the thing. I'm an Akashic Records Reader. That is what I am most called to do. And these pick a card readings are a way for me to facilitate a visual channeling, for lack of a better way of describing it in this moment. I wanted to create videos so that you aren't just listening to me channel information from the Akashic Records, but that you can visually follow along and feel visually stimulated by the information you're getting. I think it can be really powerful to use these tools like tarot and oracle cards to work with the Akashic Records. In my live readings, I do not use tarot or oracle cards. I purely channel all the information. And then for my soul story, it's the same thing. Soul story is going to take you right back to all the things that your soul has been through in its incarnations and where it originates from. So I have some added services available also through Etsy, so I will link everything below. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do it. Click that little subscribe button. It's a great way to keep an eye out for maybe some videos I'm doing that you might miss in your feed, offerings that I'm going to be making around the Akashic Records. And I've got a actual live video coming, if it's not already out by the time of this video, watching me do a live Akashic Records session. I created these just so that you all would be able to better understand what it feels like to get a reading done. Every reader is different. I'm starting to notice a pattern with my clients that my reading is really grounded into your highest potential. So if that appeals to you, definitely click the link below and you'll be able to learn more about how to work with me. Okay, so now let's get to the pick a card reading, right? The best part. There's going to be 3 piles to choose from. Please keep in mind, these are all general readings. It's just a tool for you to work with. If anything, it should be used as, like a guide, a confirmation, a universal confirmation to something you might have already been feeling. You want to be really cautious and be mindful of yourself when making choices and decisions around any pick a card video you might be seeing, any intuitive readings, any psychic readings, anything that you're getting done. Please use discernment as you make choices and decisions in your life. Also, really, really important. If no one's ever told you this, I'm sorry they haven't, but every time you make a choice, because you have free will, it is going to alter your path. So keep in mind, you are truly in the driver's seat of your destination, or I should say, your destiny. So just, these are just tools. I am somebody who is extremely driven. Nobody's going to tell me what to do. At the same time, I love pick a card readings because there's just something about getting a universal confirmation, right? Like just getting that confirmation, like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm feeling. That super resonates. That being said, not everything will resonate with a pick a card reading. And if it doesn't, check out another pile. Maybe there was an intuitive pull towards another pile. You might have just missed that nudge and picked with your conscious mind. So some people like to watch all videos. Sometimes I watch all videos when I'm watching pick a card videos because I'm like, I don't know which one. I'm feeling really like I'm not in tune with myself and I'm not feeling pulled to one. But I will listen and I will see what messages resonate and which ones don't. Okay, so without a further ado, let's go ahead and get to the picks. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Okay, welcome pile one to your pick a card reading. So upon opening the Akashic Records for this pile, I got like a very childlike excitement, like a feeling of just giddiness. I mean, there's no other word for me to use but that word. And with that giddiness, the question that came to mind with what is blocking your willpower is there a distraction? Is there maybe too much play, too much going on? But let's get to the cards and see what they also are going to say for this. Okay, so we got the crystal with the message of find a way to forgive, which is very different than what I was getting upon opening the records, but that's okay. I'm going to pause on that one for a second here. Okay, I might be getting some stuff, so I'm going to wait 1 second on before I speak into that. So let's see what is blocking your willpower. 2 cards came out. Get creative. I'm not really surprised by that. And higher perspective. Very interesting. There's more cards, but we will get to those in a minute. So what I was just sitting with find a way to forgive was a question around maybe there's a need to forgive someone who has that giddy energy that is causing the distraction for my pile ones. Is there someone who maybe you're in a partnership with or collaborating with, someone that is in your family, someone you're working with that it just can't take things seriously, that they are just kind of all over the place, bit of a distraction, a bit of I'm just getting the sense that my pal was ones. If this is resonating for you, you're very annoyed. you're frustrated with what is going on. And I am just like, this is part of doing Akashic Records readings in conjunction with tarot and pick a cards and all of these pieces coming together, is that I asked what is blocking your willpower. What I am getting is you believe on some level that energy, this giddy energy, is holding you back. And it's actually kind of what you need to tap into in order to work with your willpower again. I see that right here in the get creative and higher perspective. So getting creative, is essentially that play energy that I was tapping into, but it's more of what you think you're being held back because of, some kind of energy not taking something serious. And I don't know, I just get this feeling my pile ones are like by the book, very serious, have this energy of like, okay, now it's time to get serious, let's go. I just see like this energy of like rolling your eyes and just feeling very unimpressed is the word. And what's really wild is you think, now keep an open mind to this, but what I'm getting through the Akashic Records is that like there's a sentiment of you thinking that willpower is working hard. Like you just need to work hard. But what's really interesting is actually, willpower comes from that solar plexus, that sacral. I want to say sacral, but that solar plexus area, right? There's something really powerful and grounding in our lower chakras. And what I'm seeing in the cards is yes, that's true, but you actually might need to elevate yourself more in order to tap into your willpower. And that play, that get creative, it's going to come from that higher perspective. Your willpower is actually coming from that higher perspective. So it's literally like downshifting your energy, being more open to receiving, being more in that subconscious mind instead of that like pragmatic, conscious, rational logic. The word I keep saying is logic. Logistics. All these words are coming to me. They're like, say those words. I'm like, I'm saying them. So that is kind of what I'm sensing some of my pile ones are feeling, is that in order to like, what is blocking my willpower? I am a big hand talker. So I just hit the mic. I apologize if you could hear that, but my hands were all over the place. Lots of energy I'm feeling with my pile ones. But you're just feeling the sense that, like, what is blocking almost progress more than willpower in a way? Like, what is blocking my progress? Like, why can't I get further? Why is it that people around me, or a certain energy in particular, is just not taking things as seriously as I am? I want to take things seriously. That's how we get things accomplished. That's my number ones. That's how we get things accomplished. What I love about finding a way to forgive, those are just words. What's the sentiment behind that? It's releasing. Finding a way to forgive is releasing something. It could be releasing control. It could be releasing expectations of someone else, maybe even of yourself. If you need to kind of get into that less controlled space and downshift into this more, like, think about it as like literally like exhaling. And then you kind of like sit back and you like soak back, your chest becomes open, and you kind of release your hands down to your sides. That is you just surrendering. And I feel my pile ones, there's this element of surrendering, there's this element of releasing. There might be a sense of some of my pile ones might need to just forgive for their own sake of what holding on to this tension is causing for them. And I almost kind of see this in like 3 steps this way. Actually, like this, I see you needing to like release and forgive, so that you can tap into that higher perspective, so you can surrender and open yourself up more. And then that allows you to get to this creative space, this play space. And that's going to transform willpower for you, because you're going to realize, like, oh, I didn't need to come into the situation with that type of energy. Just to interject this, I am always super blown away by what we think we need is ultimately not what we need, but we do, if we can allow ourselves to surrender, we get what we truly do need to satisfy our evolution, our way of moving forward. So that has been a reoccurring theme lately. It's no surprise that it's coming to me in this moment. You get what you need. That's the thing. It may not be what you're expecting, but you get what you need. I have a couple more clarifying cards here. Let's take a look at those. Heartbreak and guidance. All right. Wow. So it's funny how these are laying out right now. Oh, you can't see them. Let's bring them in closer. So there you go. So with heartbreak lining up kind of right under forgiveness card, I can't help but wonder once again, okay, sorry, incoming message. Maybe some of my pile ones actually went through a relationship where their willpower was blocked because they were in an uneven dynamic between them and their partner. So their partner probably might have had that giddy energy. I'll translate that to just not taking life seriously, maybe are a little bit behind on their goals, maybe are very nonchalant about their goals, maybe they're just doesn't have that fire and drive that the other you being in this situation might have. And heartbreak isn't always romantic, right? Like, heartbreak can happen in friendships. You might lose a friend, or you might need to walk away from a friendship that did break your heart. That did, it could have been even in business. So you might have been in a partnership. You might have had an idea for. I'm getting like somebody might have had an idea for a business and wanted to do it with a friend or a family member, somebody close in their network. And they just realized that, like, you both were on different pages and actually probably don't have chemistry to work together, or they weren't able to follow through on their end. And there is like a sadness, and there is a needing to like process your grieving over the situation so that you truly can forgive and release it. So this could be, because these are general readings, this might be touching on various types of dynamics between people. But it is really, it is surprising, and it's not surprising that I see heartbreak lining up under forgiveness. And also, I see this next card of guidance, the Hierophant, like there is something else energy here. So you might have thought that you needed to lean on this other person, or that you needed this relationship, this partner, this business partner, this coworker, whatever it is for you, in order to get something done. And the truth is, you actually need yourself. You need to co-create with the universe. You need to co-create with your spirit guides. You need to co-create with your higher self. That's that higher perspective. That guidance is available to you at all times. I cannot reiterate that enough. That guidance is available to you at all times. It's just one of those things when we are in such a driving, conscious mind energy, we forget, we can shut down our intuition, we can shut down our natural guidance that each one of us can tap into. The next time somebody, psychic or someone, some kind of reader tells you only they have the answers and that you don't, stop whatever you're doing and walk away. Because every single being has the right to their higher knowledge and their guidance and their intuition. Nobody controls that. It is not given through anybody. You have that right. So this is a reminder that whatever you thought you needed someone else to do, you have within you. But what you need to do is open yourself more up to that receiving energy, that surrendering energy. That means you need to let go of the heartbreak and forgive, release. And that means you also need to just allow yourself the space to gain the guidance, to get that higher perspective. And it's going to lead to something creative. I don't know what is going on with my pile of ones. I would love to know, is there a creative endeavor that's on the horizon? Is this just a space where maybe I'm even getting right now is that by letting go of this energy and opening up more of this energy, so that is the energy of being attuned to your higher self, being attuned to your guides, the universe, you might get a lot more inspiration, a lot more ideas. It might be allowing you to learn to play a little more. And you're going to become more well-rounded in the sense that you will be surprised what comes out of it. Sometimes people think, oh, if I play, that's not serious. That doesn't get anything done. What we don't realize is we learn a lot through play. We learn a lot. So there's a delicate balance and flow that needs to be, there's a word I want, tended to, developed and watered. I'm just kind of thinking of watering plants, and plants grow. It's not just about the have to do's. It's also about what we do to nourish ourselves, and that really feeds us in a deeper way. It's that flow state. It's getting into a space where you are allowing yourself to slow down and just really play more, and that will actually get you closer to your goals than if you just sat down and try to hammer something out. For instance, if my pile ones have ever done a puzzle, or any kind of puzzle, not even just a piece puzzle, a word finder or a jumble or something like that. you can be like staring. I was just playing a game with my husband recently, and it never ceases to amaze me that no matter how much you think you can get something by staring and working hard and doing it right in that moment, the minute you walk away, take a break, sleep on it, come back to the problem, then after that break, after that rest, you get it immediately. That problem, that puzzle piece you couldn't find, that jumble word that was scrambled and you didn't know, that big video game thing, whatever it is you're trying to do. I used to work for a company that would do something. This is very common in big companies. They do something called a war room, which means they lock themselves in a room and they hammer out a task, like some big thing that they need to do. And I always used to think that is crazy because you're not taking a break. You need fresh eyes on the things that you're doing. I still stand by my thoughts on that. But it's true. It's sometimes like working hard isn't just about sitting down and finishing the task. It's also about giving your space to process that task so that you can come back with fresh perspective, higher perspective. It's allowing space for your subconscious mind to process it while you're a little bit offline, So sleeping on something, taking just even a break, just stopping for a minute, going for a quick walk around your house, outside, getting fresh air, coming back to it. It's like you can see something that was right in front of you that you couldn't see before. Okay, so with all that, I am going to pull some Divine Abundance cards. So, ultimately, what does my pile ones need in order to continue working with their willpower in a positive way? And let's see what is coming up. This is for my pile ones. Woo! Let's go get them. They are on the floor right now. Okay, so this is the only one that came face up. That's the only one we're going to receive in this moment. And here we go. Divine Source. Interesting. Help me know that all my deepest needs will be met. Let me trust that you have a plan and the right actions will come. You are my source for all. Wow. I mean... It's always so amazing to me when stuff kind of lines up like this. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what we've been talking about. This goes, like, immediately when I see this, like, let's take a pause. What do you feel right now? We're going to actually take a quiet pause for a moment as we just think about this card. It's really important for me that, there's a lot of personal power and choice in anybody who's viewing my Pick a Card videos. You get to choose how all of this stuff resonates for you. You get to choose what you want to take and what you want to release, like what doesn't serve you. If something doesn't serve you here, you let it go. You say, but this other piece does, maybe this piece doesn't. Maybe none of it does. Maybe there's another pile for you. Maybe there's none of this. That's fine. Sometimes my energy's off when I do Pick a Card readings, like watching them. And I just say, like, none of this is working for me right now. I'm not open to receiving, and I walk away. What resonates for me as the person sitting on this side with the Akashic Records open, interpreting kind of all of this information as a reader for this pile one, is that the divine source goes right back to that surrendering piece. It goes back to this guidance piece. It goes back to that higher perspective. Source is like whatever that means to you, honestly. It could be the universe. It could be a God. It could be your spirit guides. It could be the Akashic Record Keepers. It could be the sun. It could be anything that... it could be your higher self. It could be just a part of you that has that higher viewpoint for your life. So you get to, interpret that whatever way you want. But what I love about this is it really does feel like it's aligned for you all to really downshift into that subconscious space and open yourself up to really gaining your own guidance. It is that trust piece. So like back to, willpower, thinking we need to do things a certain way. We need to do things a certain way. It has to be a certain way in order for it to be achieved. And that's not always the case. This goes back to trusting that there is a different way of doing things, that there is, it may not be the way you think it is, and you have to just let go on some level. It goes back to the forgiveness. You also have to just, in that, to me, a release. You just have to release things, some expectations sometimes, in order to really receive the proper plan for your life, the most aligned plan for your life. There's lots of options. When I do readings with clients about the Akashic Records, like reading their records, what I try to say is that like it goes every which way. You're looking for like what is the most aligned, highest potential I have. What is the most aligned path? But there's lots of paths, So it's about trusting that there's a plan there and not having to feel like you're needing to be in full control. So I'm actually going to leave the reading right here, and we're going to go ahead and close the records. But before I do that, which I will do off audio here, I just want to say thank you all for my Pile Ones, for watching, for being open to receiving this message. It is always an honor. It is truly an honor for me to be able to do these videos and read for you, Pile One. I don't take it delicately. I take it as honor, and I hope that you feel loved in this reading and supported by the universe. So thank you so much, and I will speak with you all soon. Welcome, Pile 2, to your pick a card reading for what is blocking my willpower. So I have the Akashic Records open for this pile, and upon opening the records for the Pile 2s, there's like this energy of hiding that I'm getting with Pile 2, to the point where they were putting in my mind, go to Pile 3, go somewhere else, move on. So I'm interpreting that in two ways. One being Pile 2s are hiding, or at least some of my Pile 2s are hiding. They might be the type of person that sits in the background of a situation, that doesn't come to the forefront of a situation. They might be a player behind the scenes of various things in their life. I also think there could be a connection between Pile 2 and Pile 3. I don't know yet because I haven't done Pile 3. So there's a couple things coming through right off the bat there. There's also this sleeping. I saw like Sleeping Beauty. Imagine like someone just laying down and resting. So I don't know in this moment if that is strictly a needing to rest or resting just in relation to the hiding. But we're going to find out. Let's dive in. So for Pile 2, I'm going to reveal the message on the card is make a decision. Okay, interesting. So what is blocking your willpower is not making a decision, is a clear answer right here. It also could be about my Pile 2's hiding. It's back to that hiding energy. It's saying, I don't want to make a decision, so I'm going to just distract and hide away. It could be a sleeping on it energy as I'm seeing the sleeping image. There's definitely something coming up with my Pile 2's. I'm just getting like I kind of have to sometimes sit with things when I have the records open, because information comes to me in various ways, and sometimes it's an emotional message. I do get the sentiment that my pile twos are exhausted on some level. Maybe not for all my pile twos, but some of my pile twos are tired. And maybe that's why they also don't want to have to be at the forefront of a situation right now in their life. They want to take a nap. They don't want to have to make the decision. And this right here. This is the energy of needing to make a decision. So with that, let's take a look at what other cards came out about what's blocking. All right. We have the Death card. And let's preface this in case you're new to dealing with tarot oracle cards that might say things like death. It means an ending. That's all it needs to mean. You don't have to make it literal at all. It is, when I see the Death card and think about this image of this person resting that I'm seeing upon opening the records, it could be the just kind of like defeated energy that comes in a situation where you're like, I'm just going to go to bed. I'm going to go to bed because I can't deal with this anymore. I am deciding to remove myself from something. And this is all just kind of coming right out of my mouth. I have no idea if this is a message for someone in particular, but this Death card is just putting to bed something and needing to also make a decision. This is affecting your willpower, okay? There's something that has to be let go, something that just needs to end, and you need to make a decision on that. That may not be true for every single pile two, but there is definitely a specific energy about a lot of people who are watching this that are going to need to just make a decision. It's an intimidating decision. It's blocking you getting to this next place, achieving what you need to achieve. However you define willpower, it is blocking you on some level. And the reason why it's blocking you is because it's weighing on you. It's exhausting. It's like you don't even want to make the decision. Because it is probably something that it might be like, let's talk about it in a more practical example, such as needing to end a relationship. You need to make the decision. It's blocking you on some level. It's blocking you moving forward in your life. You need to put it to bed. I'm going to say put it to bed as opposed to Death card because I just feel like it makes more sense as I have the records open and what I was seeing. It also could be a job. It could be something related to the job that you're doing, a task. I'm getting that it doesn't necessarily mean a whole job, but it could mean a certain task. Like maybe somebody asked you to do a dual job or take on other responsibilities that are outside the scope of the work that you do. And it's just, it's wearing on you, and you need to speak up and say, like, this is not working for me. Not just be pushed around, not just be like, okay, I guess I'll just do it. I guess I'll just, just go with the flow of what I'm being told. So that could be true for some of my pile twos. Let's look at some more cards that came out to clarify on this. Okay, actually, let me do it this way. So we have the Kindness card, Trauma, and Transformation. So kindness, actually, to me, what I'm getting here is this energy of like, there's a sweetness about my pile twos, like an energy of putting others before yourself. You might think it's very kind to take on extra responsibilities and be like, I have to speak into this. My pile twos, what's blocking your willpower is that you're not owning your willpower. You're allowing everyone else steer the ship. You're kind. You're a kind person. And you've got some hang up about if you don't if you take initiative, if you take on more willpower, if you give into your will and your desire and your power, that you're going to be looked at as not a kind person. So you want to hide. You want to push everyone else into the forefront. You want them to get the raises, them to get the promotions. You're like fine to like work in the corner. If this is in regards to a relationship, once again, you're not speaking to your needs. And it's getting to the point where it's like, what needs to end? I need to make a choice here because this is just not working. This is just not working. You're like scared of your willpower. It makes me wonder what the trauma is. You know, once again, we've got really strong words on the table here. Very strong words. Very strong. All of them. Kindness, I think, is more of your essence, more of what you embody. A gentleness. But you've got strong words. You've got powerful words. Decision, trauma, death, transformation. Those are really strong words. Those aren't passive words. And I think it's just like gearing up this energy. You know, it's trauma. I feel like we don't have to say that has to be like a super serious trauma. It could just be like something that has left an impact on your life or shaped your life in some way. It's something that has hurt you very, very deeply that needs healing. And maybe that's what keeps you from stepping into your willpower, is because maybe you had a bad experience when you've done it before. Or maybe there's something blocking that. Maybe something's happened. But what gives me a lot of hope here is this transformation piece. So it's the Tower, which notoriously people have mixed feelings on. And same with the Death card, right? But why I love using this deck is because it also like really symbolizes what's the essence of that card. Well, the essence of the card is that we go through a period of turmoil in order to transform. I have people in my life right now that have had a really tough time lately. There's actually been, things that have happened that feel like huge endings. And it's when someone's going through a tough time, you never want to sit there and say, well, don't worry, it's happening for a reason. No problem. Just don't worry. There's a lesson in this. There's a reason why it's happening. I think you have to honor where people are at. You got to let them have their feelings. You got to let them have their time to process everything. It's really important to the grieving process. Otherwise, they get stuck. You actually have to let people go through all of the feelings. You have to let yourself go through all of the feelings. If you push down your feelings, they will pop up somewhere else. Our mind, our emotions, our body, all of those things are connected, all of them. If your stomach is tight and stressed and you're like, what is going on? My stomach's really bothering me today. Are you holding your breath? Are you tensing and you're not realizing it? People want to shut down their emotions because they're like, it's getting in the way of my life. But your emotions are coming up. They're bubbling up as a way to communicate with you. If you're familiar, there is clairsentience. That is clear emotions. That's when you're getting intuitive guidance through your emotions. Now, everybody has some level of communication through their emotions if they choose to understand and work with it. I'm taking a deep breath for my pile twos. I'm getting just the sadness of my pile twos and feelings that need to be processed. There might be some times of feeling like you just don't want to get out of bed. And I really want to tell my pile twos that you get to choose you should feel empowered that you still have choices everywhere in your life. Even if it's as simple as, I'm just going to make myself a coffee. Or I'm going to treat myself to this delicious meal. I'm going to take a nap. Whatever you need to do to nourish yourself, you still get choices. Even if you feel in some way there's a lot of things that you don't get to choose. And I think that we have to build those muscles. Like we have to, in ways which we've let other people drive our lives, be in the driver's seat of our lives, we make steps to take back the autonomy in our lives, really. That's why if you've listened to the beginning of this video, you heard me describe myself as a personal autonomy advocate. Is a really big thing for me. If you have not noticed from anything else you may have learned about me, your personal power is yours. And we're not often enough encouraged to be able to tap into that. We are encouraged to be sheeps. We're encouraged to follow, to stay in line, to not rock the boat, to do as others are doing. And it feels really uncomfortable to break free of that. And I'm getting this huge wave of stuff right now. And I'm just telling my pile twos, oh my God, you need to like explode out of this. You need to like, okay, now they're showing me in the Akashic Records, I'm seeing my pile twos like jumping out of that bed. Your willpower, when you acknowledge this and you make a decision, you are going to explode with energy. It's going to transform you. It's going to transform you. It's going to be so powerful. And you're going to get, such I don't want to use the word addiction, but such like a pull to that energy that you're going to wonder why you ever let other people dictate your life. With that, I need to go to my Divine Abundance Oracle cards, and we're gonna just see, what does it feel like? What can we do? What can pile twos? Okay, let me get my question here. What can pile twos do to jump out of bed? Like, what do they need in order to jump? Feel that energy and that power in them. What do they need? And let me just say, it came up in pile one as well, this releasing. But honestly, there's work here that needs to be put to bed. Not you, hear me when I say that, but other things in your life that need to be released and gone and moved away. That stuff needs to go. You got to make a decision because there's energy and there's transformation coming for you. I'm feeling it. I feel on fire right now, like in a really positive way. I'm feeling like my pile twos, I see that your potential lies in being able to jump out of that bed. You're not delicately climbing out. You're jumping out and you're like, I'm ready now. I'm getting my life back. I'm getting it back. I'm going to say, no, I'm not doing someone else's job. Hire someone for it. No, I'm not going to work after hours. No, I am not going to that family event. I don't want to. I don't know if that's you. But, there might be some people in pile two that are like, I don't want to. I don't want to do that thing that you think I should do. I don't want to just be nice. And I don't want to be mean either, but I want to take care of myself. And that's nice, being nice to me. So what do my change? My pile twos need change. Ugh, they do. What do they need to change? Make a decision. Death, transformation. Those are all change words. They're all transforming words. You make a decision, you are transforming something. If something is dying in your life, you let it go and you're transforming, you're changing some situation. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. Let's just sit with that for a moment. I've been wanting to give more space during these pick a card readings to just allowing you to feel whatever you're feeling in this moment. You can change. You can completely, I'm getting that tarot card of like manifestation, that like the magician, the really just like transforming and manifesting what you want. And it really comes with allowing yourself the space to change. You change, your willpower changes. It gets you out of that block state. You've got to make a decision. That's what you're here to do. You're here to transform your life. Because the way you've been doing it, it was holding you back, and you've got stuff that needs to be healed, and that's okay. And you're a kind person, and that's great, and that's good, and that's okay. But you've got to change. It's time to change. It's time to not hold yourself back anymore. I want my pile twos to burst out of the bed and just jump up and be like, okay, I've got it now. Like, I'm going to take control of my life. I'm seeing like my pile twos like holding their heart, like listening. I think there's a call right now for my pile twos just to put their hands over their heart and feel it beating. You are alive, and you have a life, and you have a soul, and it's yours. And you can still be kind and make decisions for your life that honor who you are. I would love to leave my pile twos with a practice of just simply putting their hand over their heart and just feeling the beating of the heart. And I'm seeing, as I say that, I'm seeing my pile twos with their hand over their heart and saying, thank you. Thank you. Like a quiet thank you to you, between you and the universe, between you and your higher self. Thank you. I got you. Pile twos. I'm excited for you. I feel that energy that you're going to find, and you're going to be really excited to live out. I even wonder what would happen if my pile twos just like tomorrow morning, you're like, I'm just going to jump out of the bed. I'm not going to like gracefully walk out of the bed. Don't hurt yourself. Make sure the sheets are pulled off fully. And then just like kind of like do a little jump out and just like check in with yourself. How does that feel to like enter the day that way? That is all I have for my pile twos. I am so grateful, so honored to be able to be in this space with you, to be able to read your records. Thank you for coming into the space with me today. Definitely, if you want to stay connected, hit the subscribe button. It's always a great way to just know when I'm online. I've got a new video. And then tune in to special offers, various ways things that I'm going to be putting out. More stuff's coming. Thank you so much for being here today. It's a true honor. Okay, welcome pile 3 to your pick a card reading. What is blocking my willpower? I have your Akashic Records now open. I think my pile 3s might be singers. I am definitely sensing music. There might also be, when I work with clients in Akashic Records, sometimes I get intuitive information about what their soul expression is. And so it might be that pile 3 soul expression is, for those of you that are tapping into pile 3, might be music. Music might be a thing, might be how you express your soul. You might be someone who always has a song in your head. When you're getting guidance, a big one will be song lyrics. You might work really well when you're listening to music. So it might be something when you're like trying to focus or something, you play music in the background. Doesn't even have to be like lyrical, music. It just be music, just sounds and things like that. So and there's a softness with my pile threes that I don't quite have my finger on yet what it means. But we're going to dive in here and we're going to find out more. So I'm going to reveal what is the card, a message here, create your own luck. So we are talking about what's blocking your willpower today. With this first card here, we're seeing create your own luck. So what is blocking kind of your drive or moving forward could really be that you're needing to step into the driver's seat of your situation. This is kind of a theme that's come up a lot in these readings. But this is there's a lot of energy when it comes to willpower. It is all about your own personal willpower. But there's this piece around creating your own luck that is really interesting. I can't help but wonder if my pile threes also might be very creative. They might be doing something with music, and they might need to step out on their own and create more connections, create more not like basically shifting from waiting to be seen to being seen, like putting yourself out there more, if that makes sense. So let's also check in with the other cards here. What is blocking the willpower? So our next card is Dare to Dream. Wow, those two seem very fitting. Maybe my pile threes. I'm like pile threes, yes. Maybe my pile threes are, maybe they're big dreamers. Maybe they've got a really big goal. And maybe it's out of the box. Maybe it's a non-traditional goal, meaning it's a non-traditional, like, I'm going to go get hired by this company and do this job and collect my paycheck. Maybe you're dreaming up some big vision for your life. I pull back to music, but that doesn't mean that everybody in pile 3 are musicians or singers. It just might mean that is part of how your soul expresses itself and how it gets motivated. My soul expression is music as well. So when I open my records, I often hear music is given to me as a way to communicate. It's also, if you haven't noticed, I added an auditory pick a card section to picking your cards because I can't really pick to crystals. So I thought if I can't, then maybe some of the people tuning into me can't either, and they need to hear it. So you need to hear, like for instance, again, when I hear notes played, I can already get intuitive messages and images. So that's how I tune in better to knowing which pile to pick. So I'm trying my best to make sure that there's always an auditory feature for picking the cards. Sometimes it's easier to get out of our conscious mind by hearing something as well, as opposed to seeing it. Woo. Okay, so back to this creating your own luck and dare to dream. There is a big vision you have for your life, and you need your willpower to be unblocked because it's gonna take you being kind of creative on how you create your own luck. It's a lot of leaps of faith. It's a lot about taking those risks, but it's okay. Like it's very empowering because you've got like this. I just feel like my pile threes are just non-conventional people, like just non-conventional in the way they do things and the way they think of things. They might have people in their life that say like, well, why can't you just do it this way? Or why don't you just go get a job here? And they're like, no, I have something else in mind. I am my pile threes might be the people that like, no, they can't hold a job because they're not destined to. And they're like, well, how do I create what I really want? I go back to like Freddie Mercury is somebody I always feel really inspired by because he just like did things his own way and just did it. I always wonder I have a theory that between thought to action, if you leave too much space between thought and action, sometimes fear steps in that space and keeps you from taking a leap of faith on something. And I think about people like Freddie Mercury, who just probably did it. Just didn't. Well, I want to do it this way. I'm going to do it this way, And I think that my pile threes embody that energy of seeing things differently and wanting to do it, even though it's maybe not how everyone else is doing things. And there might be some, what do I tap into to really achieve that thing I want to do? And I think we're being reminded that you're creating your own way. You're really creating your own way. So with that, let's look at the next card here, decisions. This is the most active, concrete card. It's the Lover's card, so notoriously partnerships might need to make a decision around some kind of partnership in your life, or collaboration. Is that something that is going to be helping you? It might even be that you were doing it that way and it's not really working, and you need to step out on your own and do something on your own. Create your own luck. Don't go through someone. Don't get permission by someone else. You need to go and do it for yourself. You need to have that fire in you to dream. So, just gonna sit with that for a second. Yeah, I'm hearing music really strongly in your records. I open my own records on a regular basis, and I have a certain tune I hear, and that usually means that something's hitting on point. And so I'm just really, that's being reiterated. This music piece is being strongly reiterated. I don't know. Look, it might be where your inspiration comes. Look, I can't sing. Music is still my soul expression. So just a reminder that just because you're not, maybe you're not a musically inclined, maybe you don't play an instrument, maybe you don't sing, there's still music that might help you tune in. It might be a tool used to tune into your dream state and really connecting with what you want to create. Sorry. So let's get some divine abundance tools here, a card to kind of help you know how you can step more into this dream and luck state and how you can really go forward creating that. So guidance. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. Oh, that's beautiful. That is all about grounding yourself. What's really cool about that is that a lot of what you're doing is very high in the air, hard, not tangible. Dreams aren't tangible. Luck isn't tangible. But what is tangible? Decisions and guidance. And I love that this guidance is gonna be the foundation that my pile threes build off of. So what I'm getting right now is it's a partnership. It's that co-creation. I highly recommend for pile threes to start getting attuned with your guides. You are being called to connect with your higher self or your spirit guides, whatever way, source, whatever feels right to you. And I think that my pile threes will do that through music. I honestly do. I think playing music, YouTube has lots of I'm loss of words here. This did not happen with any other pile. I think because my pile threes are more soul expression in music, I think words are really hard. So I think that I wish I could just give you this whole intuitive message in just sounds, because I feel like that's what's going to speak to you most. So I'm talking about not even, there's things like sound baths. So listening to sound baths, listening to other kind of notes and various things is probably how you're going to get more in touch with that co-creation piece, that piece where you connect to your higher self, to the universe, to your spirit guides. There's going to be information on what to do next and how to move forward once you get in touch to that intuitive information. And it's really going to come from that musical side. I'm so sorry. With no other pile did I say this much. I think music. I think I probably said music 100 times already. It's just, it feels like an urge I have. Like, I have to communicate this. Music, if it's not a practice of yours right now, I would definitely start making it. Once again, you're in choice. So however that looks to you, just try it. Just test it out. Be like, okay, well, I've never done a sound bath before, or I've never noticed what comes to me when I'm listening to music. A really simple practice you could do is just, listen to music, maybe even music without lyrics, and just sit silently and just notice what you feel in your body. Notice if any thoughts become clearer. Notice if any words are coming, like you're accessing more words. There is just, like, I just feel that my pile threes communicate and get a lot of guidance in a non-tangible way. It's just happening through sound. It really is. Which is super cool. I really think my pile threes are also just really out of the box. And I didn't do this with the other piles, but I want to get another card, and I'm just trying to think what would be the most useful cards to pull. I'm going to actually just go back to a tarot deck here we have, and I'm going to say a clarifier for this decisions card would be helpful. Okay, as I was trying to shuffle these cards, I got the message that you're not alone. So I don't know if this is a specific message for someone here, or if there's this sentiment in more of my pile threes that they're feeling very alone in their situation, feeling very alone in their dreams and what they want to create. But you're not alone. You are not. They just want to communicate. They wanted me to communicate that very easily. It came just very simple words. You're not alone. So I don't know if some of you were feeling that way, feeling like, how am I going to do this? I just feel like I'm on my own on this. But you're not. You have this guidance. Whatever this is, like, we're trying to find out more. What's the decision that you need to make? What is this relationship or partnership that is coming up in this reading? I'm just going to sit with that for a second as I keep shuffling. We've got the transformation card. Okay. Karma card came out. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to go back to my oracle cards for a little more information about this transformation in karma and decisions. Like, all of this energy feels really big, and I just want to see if I can get some more clarity. Okay, so that higher perspective is coming up again. There is definitely a link between pile 2 and pile 3. Higher perspective came up as well, and I definitely know my pile 2s were pushing me towards pile 3, and I'm not sure exactly what that was all about. It was more of, for me, I was interpreting it more as their energy wanting to hide. But my pile threes, maybe there's even like, I could even see this as being like two friends or someone in a partnership. One person picked pile two and one person picked pile three, and you're like on different sides of the spectrum of the situation. So what I see with the transformation in karma is and decisions in the Lover's card is that maybe there is even a karmic connection that you have with someone that is still feeling like it is holding you back in this present lifetime. In order to change it, you have to get that higher perspective. And you need to, somehow release. And well, first I would say with the higher perspective, it's about getting clear, getting that guidance and understanding. You're co-creating in that relationship to get that knowledge that you need so that you can heal that situation. And it's going to transform you. It's going to maybe even transform your karma in a way, change the course of a situation. I'm feeling like a lot of this is past energy. So this could have came from a different lifetime. And this is more of like what is presently happening in your life. I think these two cards are, a really powerful tool so that you can let things come up so that you can heal them, so you can continue to step into this really intangible situation here, which is like, I am creating something. I am dreaming up something powerful in my life, and I'm going to create my own damn luck. But yeah, I just feel like these pieces, I just want to sit with it for a second, see what's coming up. Okay, so I'm actually hearing a lot. So they said karma is a choice. You're choosing what you want to heal and choosing how you want to move forward. The transformation card is a piece on your transforming your perspective. And that's what kind of needs to happen in order to move towards the luck that you're trying to create. Move forward with what you want to happen in this lifetime. So if I'm reading this as your highest potential is that you have you have a lot of autonomy in your life, and you still need to lean into that. You need to also, I see my pile threes as like really strong leaders in their life. They might have people that look at them and say, man, you just kind of always like move to the beat of your own drum. How do you do, like, I see people looking at you and kind of in awe that you can tap into that power really easily. My pile threes, even if you're not embodying it at the moment, it comes very easily to you to think outside the box. And I just keep coming back to that term because it's the best way to summarize how unique you are. But the karma being a choice, we don't really think of karma as a choice. So when I'm hearing karma as a choice, you choose what you heal. That gives the power back to you in this present lifetime to know what it is that you want to change and transform in order to move forward with all that you want to create in your life. You have decisions to make. So, that makes sense. Now it's all hitting me. The freedom to choose what to heal also goes back to that decisions card. So is there a relationship that you need healing from, whether it's past life or present? Is there some kind of dynamic that needs some kind of healing so you can release the karma that you're carrying around that? Transform, I specifically heard transforming your perspective. So really being able to see, when you release and heal, you're able to see things in a different light, and it's a form of releasing, and it's a form of being able to just be free. I get the general sense, honestly, of my pile threes, that you just kind of want to be free and create what you have in you. And so I just, honestly, with my pile threes, check out music. See what intuitive thoughts come to you when you're in a space of listening to music, and just notice how you feel. That's it. I'm going to leave it here. There was a lot of distraction with my pile three. You know, there's a lot of energy my pile threes have, and I think it's about tuning in and getting a little bit tighter with like what that path's going to look for. But I really feel confident in my pile threes that you have all of it within you to really get that dream, like to in a tangible sense, to make it come to life, to really step into your power and not be held back by it anymore. So with that, it has been a total honor to be with my pile threes. I feel connected to you in a very special way, because I also, and my soul expresses itself through music. So sending you lots of love. True honor to be here. Please do subscribe to my channel just so that you don't miss any of the videos that come out. I'm going to be making a few offers in some of my upcoming videos. So this will help you stay tuned. And thank you so much for your time today. Until next time.